Well, here's a tweet that amused me no end this morning. Now, you might be looking at this and think, okay, Damo, it's a great tweet. Solidarity with Palestine, absolutely. Valid comparisons with what is going on in Ukraine. Yes, I agree there. Under siege by Israel for decades. Sure, yes, it has. What a lovely guy for standing up in solidarity with the oppressed Palestinians. But I'm not seeing the punchline, Damo. And that's a fair point. Not everyone is up to their neck in politics every day, in and out like I am. God, I need a hobby. But this chap here, Dale Vince, is, aside from the owner of football team Forest Green Rovers, whose match the Palestinian flag was flown at, he is also the founder of energy provider Ecotricity, who provide green energy via their array of windmills. Ecotricity Group Limited are, and this is the bit that tickled me, Labour Party donors. And their most recent donation was back in September of last year. So Dale Vince's company has funded Labour under the very pro-Israel leadership of Keir Starmer. Now, I'm not singling Ecotricity out for having done anything wrong here, as they've donated to Labour for the better part of the last 10 years, including whilst Jeremy Corbyn was leader, and they've also historically supported the Lib Dems and the Greens. But Labour accepting money like this from an organisation with a director showing such staunch pro-Palestinian support surely makes life a little bit awkward for Team Keith when the party has become so overtly pro-Israel that for ordinary members showing solidarity or support for Palestine is enough to get you suspended or expelled. The conference feed at last year's Labour conference, you might remember, the same month actually that Ecotricity made their last donation of £10,000 to the party, incidentally, was cut during the Palestine debate, which voted to recognise Israel as an apartheid state, only for Starmer to ignore it, of course. Not only that, anyone who was a member of the Palestine Solidarity campaign was banned from attending that same conference as well. Just a few months later, Starmer whipped his MPs to vote to prescribe Hamas as a terrorist organisation, despite protests from Palestinian groups. For whatever your views on Hamas might be, the act of prescription gave the green light for Israel to increase its aggression. Now, given the treatment Labour has doled out to its membership for showing solidarity with Palestine and Starmer's unequivocal support for Zionism, will the same stance be taken with the donors supporting Palestine, I wonder? Will the money be given back? Can Labour afford to even give it back, being nearly bankrupt as they are? Will Ecotricity still look to support Labour going forwards, despite Labour being avowedly pro-Israel and their founder calling out Israeli atrocities against Palestine and showing his support for them? Be a shame if loads of people started asking about it, eh?